Welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSAA football on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 27 years in the business since 1992. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsors: Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Hamilton County Radio, the Hamilton County Reporter, and Deep Blue Computers. And good evening, football fans. It's week 3 of high school football. Craig Atkins with Jerry Baker, and we've got the coin toss out there, Jerry. We'll see who's going to do what to start this ball game tonight.
Well, the Millers have won the toss and deferred, so they'll give the ball to Fishers to start this tonight's game. You and I were chatting a few minutes ago about this Noblesville Ball Club. They are 0-2 on the year, Craig, and opening up with a loss against Cathedral, a ranked ball club, 42-14. Then they had to go to Carmel. They lose to the Greyhounds 37-0. And then you look down at the rest of the other 7 games on their schedule, the 8 games on their schedule. It's just a really tough situation for a first-year head coach, Justin Roden.
Yeah, I mean, Fishers this week, who they're 2-0 after wins against North Central and Pike. And, especially winning the first game of the year, 26-0, blanking North Central and Kevin O'Shea, who's doing wonders down there. It just obviously gets no easier because, like we said, goes to Westfield, then hosts Zionsville for the next 2, and then 2 road games. So 3 of the 4, 2 road games at Franklin Central and at Southeastern before coming home for week 8 against Brownsburg. And nothing gets easier, especially it's in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Nothing's easy.
So the opening kickoff by Grayson Addison is taken back at the 6-yard line by the Tigers of Fishers High School up the far sideline and across the 50-yard line, just shy of the 50 at about the 47, 48-yard line. It's about a 40-yard return. Field position now for the Fishers Tigers as they come into this ball game 2-0 under head coach Rick Wimmer in 94 and 58 in his 14th year at Fishers High, 258 and 141 and 37 years overall. They'll spot the ball at the 44-yard line, and Marcus Rue will come out as the starting quarterback now for the offensive lineup for the Fishers Tigers from their own 44-yard line. Wideouts to the right side, split man out there, tight end set to the left side of the offense. Now they'll shift things around. That is number 89, Silas Martin, the tight end that resets. Here's the give in the backfield. Up the middle is Dylan Scally, and Scally gets across midfield, finally brought down inside the 45 at about the 40-yard line. So a good start for the Fishers Tigers. They've got a terrific offensive line. Ethan Dye, Max Cohn, Hayden Tobias, Jonah Vanderkamp, and Wyatt Puff. That front 5 for Fishers averages 271 pounds per man from tackle to tackle. So they're a good-sized group of guys. There's a handoff over the left side, maybe a couple of yards just inside the 40-yard line. It's got to be hard to deal with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge front line. List across the front, 270s. And it's just, I wonder what Noblesville's defense is going to be able to do against that. And that's going to really open up that running game for Dylan Scally.
The big guy on that front line, a 320-pounder, number 74 right guard, Jonah Vanderkamp, 6'6", 320, and only a junior. And sitting next to him at right tackle is 6'4", 250 senior, 72, Wyatt Puff. So they've got a good size group of guys along that front line. Hand off in the backfield again, down to the 35-yard line. On the left side, Ethan Dye at left tackle, 6'5", 255. The left guard is Max Cohn. He is 6'3", 278. The center is Hayden Tobias at 6'3", 270 and a senior. As I mentioned, averaging from tackle to tackle, 271 pounds per man. 3rd down and 4 to go for the first down.
Something you don't see often. Rue is under center.
Throwing on third down and caught. That'll be good enough for the first down. Inside the 30, down to around the 28-yard line. Marcus Rue is the quarterback. Number 12, a 6'2", 175-pound senior. The wide receiver, 86, Jeffrey Simmons, 6'5", 206. Only a sophomore, by the way. They'll have Reese Boland on one side, a 5'11", 166 senior, backed up by 21, Reggie Cook Graham, a 5'9", 145 junior. They'll have a fullback and a tailback in the lineup, and that's how they have it set up right now. The tailback is generally Dylan Scully, a 5'8", 165 senior. Here's the handoff. The second man through straight up the middle. That is Scully, and he's going to be close to first down territory again.
Yeah, Scully's making it look way too easy out there. As small as he is, he's just get himself right through that Noblesville defensive line, and easy does it for him. Another, looks like 10 yards there for the first down.
Yeah, they got the first down. When they do line up with the two setbacks, Brandon Benbow with number 37, a 5'11", 188-pound senior, will be settling in at that fullbacking spot. Now a single setback, wide out set both ways. And this drive is looking pretty impressive right now. Again, they reset the tight ends, but they will keep Martin on the left side of the tight end. Here's the fake to the handoff on the backside. Rue comes near side. Pass is caught inside the 10, down to around the 5-yard line. That is Caleb Gates, one of the tight ends. And Gates is going to give them another first down, so it's going to be a first down and goal. 3 successive first downs on this drive with 9:20 to go.
Those are good-sized tight ends. 6'4", 206 for Gates. Silas Martin, 6'5", 228. So good
targets, huh?
Yeah, good solid end caps to your offensive line there. And now they're looking at first and
goal.
And 6, yeah.
From the 6-yard line. Again, on the left side of your screen, that's number 20, Dylan Scully. Scully sets up now with a single setback. Tight end set to the right side of the offensive line. They give it to him again. Up the middle he goes, and no signal yet. It's going to be shy of the goal line, I believe. It's going to be inside the 1. Knows that the football almost touching the goal line. So it'll be second down and goal.
Looks like he was real close to getting over the goal line, so may take just one punch through the middle for Scully or even Rue.
Scottis hits up once again as the deep back. Rue is the quarterback up under center. He'll keep the ball and go into the end zone for the touchdown. So Rue goes in from 1 yard out. And Jack Phillips will come in now to attempt the point after. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So 8:18 to go in the opening period of play. A 56-yard drive, again back on their own 44-yard line. 56 yards, 8 plays. Rue, a 1-yard dive in for the end zone, and Craig, that's just too easy.
Yeah, way too easy, and 8 plays, like you said before that. A nice 38-yard kickoff return by number 35, Sean Kim, to set up that, great field position, and just like that, Fisher's up 7-0 here. Celebrating over 26 years in the business. Now 27, Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their website at loganstreetsigns.com. Also follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Noblesville will get the football for the first time in this game. Quarterback Alex Zabak, a 6-footer, a 200-pounder, senior. We mentioned this the last time we were with you. The coaching staff had to drag him out of baseball to get him into a football uniform. So he is really kind of a rookie, even though he is listed as a senior. The kickoff goes into the end zone for the automatic touchdown. So Noblesville will get it at their own 20. Here's their offensive line. The left tackle is 6'6", Carson Cutler, a 6'3", 210-pound junior. On the right side, Cameron Knight, 6'3", 270, and a senior. The guards on the left side, Hayden Smith, 6'1", 210, and a senior. On the right side, Michael Maris, 5'10", 280, and a senior. And the center is Jacob Long, a 5'10", 220-pound sophomore. They'll line up Lucas Williams, a 6'4", 205 senior at the tight end spot, generally on the right side of the lineup. We'll set the backfield for you in just a minute. Zabak up under center now. Put a man in motion. And he will hang on to the football, and it's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage for no gain. The running backs, they'll use Elijah Butler at the fullback spot, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. Wide receivers, there'll be 3 of them out there in this offense. Jaden Barrett, 5'8", 150, a senior. Zach Blevins, 5'10", 170, and a junior. And Holden Montarsi, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. That's the lineup offensively now for the Noblesville Millers. A loss of about a half a yard. We'll call the second down and a long 10. And caught again in the backfield. And this has many similarities right now, Craig, to what we saw a couple of weeks ago against Cathedral. They simply can't get anything going on the ground running this option offense.
Yeah, and it goes to show so far. I mean, it's, I believe 101 yards on 63 carries through 2 games.
Yep.
That's 1.6 yards a carry. And obviously something Noblesville needs to get going right away, and they're trying to do so is their running game.
So we'll look at third down now with 11 yards to go for the first down. Firing for the first time. The pass is caught at the 25, out to around the 27 or 28-yard line. Good throw, nice catch that time, but it's still going to be shy of the first down.
I'm not sure how it translates onto the football field, but Alex Zavak is a catcher on the baseball team. He was a backup this past season back in the spring, but
well, what it says, he's tough.
Yeah.
That's as much as anything right now. 6:59 to go. This opening quarter, a big drive right off the bat for the Fishers Tigers. They are ranked number 7 in both the Associated Press and the Football Coaches Association poll this week. This shows you what kind of a schedule the Millers are facing. Here is one of the big weapons they've had. Graydon Addison punts it away. It's taken to 34 and returned out near midfield for about a 16-yard return. And Fishers will get the football again.
In great field position this time, Jerry. It's going to be at their own 49, it looks like, and obviously a much shorter field than Noblesville had to deal with in their first drive. So Fisher is looking to go up 2 scores early. And
this is so familiar to the opening game against Cathedral when Addison was the key offensively from your punting standpoint. But every time that Cathedral had the football, they managed to march it upfield and eat a lot of clock. So Fishers gets the football for the second time, and up the middle they go again. And this will be Scully again. And he'll get about a half a dozen yards or so. Scully in 2 games, 35 carries, 116 yards. He's averaging about 3.3 yards per carry, 58 yards a game in a long run. 15 so far credited to his numbers so far this season. They gave him 7. It'll be second down and 3. Boy, you just got to stop him. Craig, you just can't let them continue, whoever they are, the opposition, continue to run the football like they did on the first drive.
And they're doing it with such ease right now.
Yeah, they
6 carries already for Dylan Scally.
Scally again up the middle, and he's hit at about the 38-yard line. That's going to be good enough for yet another first down. They had 4 first downs in that first drive. Out of the 8 plays that they ran, they had 4 first downs. So it's first down and 10. The ball now just outside the 35-yard line.
Picked up 9 on that down to the 35, and Fishers is trucking along down into Noblesville territory.
They have 251 yards rushing in the 2 games that they have played so far. Craig pointed out they beat North Central 26-0, and that was kind of a shocker. Here's a loss into the backfield. Good defense that time.
Looks like that was number 11.
That'd be Sam Steinhofer.
Also, Skylar Tolliver, 55 in there on the tackle.
So they lose some yardage, back to second down at 11, a loss of about 4 or 5 yards on that play. As I mentioned, on the ground, 74 carries, 251 yards, an average of 3.5 yards per carry as a total team. The longest run they've had this year has been 19 yards. That was by the quarterback, Marcus Rue. Now we're at second down at 11. And coming near side at a great tackle that time.
Oliver.
That is 25. That should be Cody Lee.
Yeah, HC's looking to the sideline, getting the play. Andrew Hobson.
Coach Wright's made a lot of offensive changes going into this week after what happened last week. So we will see how that works. Hobson goes in, throws it. That's DeAndre Rhodes' favorite target. DeAndre can run. He's got room. He's going to go ahead and keep running. Oh,
Make
my
everyone miss.
goodness.
What a play brought by DeAndre Rhodes. He's been Hobson's favorite target so far this year, and what a great play by DeAndre, making everyone miss.
We found that good things happen when you throw to DeAndre Rhodes, and that's exactly the case there. Kind of a manimal type run there. As I say, just breaking tackles, spinning in and out, going ahead and making defenders miss. Good play there from DeAndre Rhodes. And the handoff there to Tylen. Tylen's going to get a few.
Inside the 20, they will spot the ball down right at the 18-yard line. So that's a gain of about 7 yards.
And that's already 4 carries for 27 yards by Sean Kim. They take Scally out or give him a rest. I mean, they don't lose a beat.
Nope. Scally and Kim and Benbow are the key runners when they put the ball on the ground now for the Fishers Tigers. It will go with 3 wideouts, and they have a whole host of tight ends they can toss in the lineup, and they will shift them around from one side to the next. Over the right side they go, inside the 10, down to the 5, and knocked down. And again, it's going to be just shy of the goal line. In fact, you can see where the official is to the left side of the screen. They're going to spot the ball down inside the 1, and this will be the 3rd time they've had the ball on a goal line situation.
Yeah, he was kept just outside the end zone by one last tap, and he went down. And 1st and goal for Fishers. Looks like they're inside, right just off the goal line.
Keeping track of the drives, and you look at the end result, 1 yard for Rue and Scally. Now we'll see what they do this time around. The Rue is up under center. Big old Hayden Tobias is the guy in front of him. They're going to hand the ball off in the backfield, going to spread the wealth. That looked like Kim. Did he get in? The officials have not given us an indication yet. And apparently he is short. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1 with the clock moving inside 10 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, the one thing Noblesville could use here is a goal line stand.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? The other issue here, Greg, is the fact that what this does with Fishers keeping the football, it keeps the defense on the field for a long, long time. Now the Fishers will take a timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, drives that are easily taking up 3 minutes, if not longer. You're just going to get your defense is going to be gassed so easily, and by the time they get into halftime, they're not going to want to, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot in the second half. And
well, it becomes an emotional issue also.
Yep.
I mean, you're just working your tail off out there, and you're playing your hardest, and you're just watching a Fishers ball club that is so good, just at consistent drives. The first drive was 8 yards, second one 7. This will be the 9th play of this drive. So the clock is at 9.5 minutes to go, and the ball is once again inside the 1 yard line. Looks like they're going to keep Kim in at that tailback spot. Number 35. 37 right in front of him is Brandon Benbow, the fullback. So we'll see who gets the handoff here, if anybody. They will not. Rue will keep it, go into the end zone from 1 yard out.
Just a steady diet, running the football and eating up clock, and this would make, turns out it can make it a very easy win for Fishers if this trend continues throughout the game.
Jack Phillips with the point after, and it is good. 9:26 to go. First half, 21-0 football game, Fishers. Unofficially, 9 plays, 49 yards, a 1 yard Rue run, and for him, that would be his first 2 touchdowns of the season, by the way.
Wow.
So the Millers need to get something going here. Alex Zavak coming into this game, his first two contests, 7 of 19 through the air for 74 yards. Has been picked only 3 times in the first two contests. As far as rushing is concerned, their leading rusher is Jaden Barrett with 12 carries and 33 yards. Zavak has managed to hang on to the football himself 18 times, rushed for some 24 yards. So there's just no offensive numbers to shout about.
No, even the fullback, Elijah Butler, 28 yards on 20 carries for rushing touchdown for Noblesville, and as this one floats into the end zone.
It was muffed up at about the 5-yard line, goes into the end zone for a touchback. So for the third consecutive time, Noblesville started at its own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and it's just, they've got to figure it. Noblesville has to figure out what they can get going and what's going to work good against this Fishers defense.
Well, the first thing they need is the first down, just to kind of get some momentum going, get to feeling good about yourself, if nothing else. What they're doing right now, they being Fishers, defensively, they're forcing Noblesville into a passing situation to Alex Zavak, and he doesn't really want to throw the football that much. They've got to get a ground game established.
They've got to let him get comfortable and stay comfortable and not be on his heels all night. And obviously going, twins to each side. I mean, we'll see what happens this drive with Noblesville. Hope they can get something going.
Well, they got twins on both sides of the offensive line, and they'll hand off and get knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. There's just absolutely nowhere to go. Ball carrier Elijah Butler, the fullback. So it'll be second down and 10. Wide out to completely out of your picture, as a matter of fact. At the far right side of the offense, man in motion is Barrett going left side. And again on the ground, and again stopped and stuffed with maybe a half a yard, perhaps a 1-yard gain that time. So we're at third down and 8 yards to go for the first down.
A big third down clock rolling at 8:15 left first half, and going to really test to see what Zavak can do.
Got to protect her back there with him this time. He's going to have to fire. He's got all kinds of trouble. Fires on the run and throwing away. That was Billy Ryder who came in from the left side defensively and just shot that play, and it just broke it up immediately.
Yeah, Ryder came in all alone, and now Noblesville, the third drive, they're going to be 3 and out to punt.
Clock stopped at 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Addison standing just about his own 10-yard line. He'll get it away from about the 16 or 17 perhaps. And he needs to boot one good here.
He's lucky he had enough time there. Had to scramble a little bit.
Takes a bounce for Noblesville. Picked up at the 26-yard line. Circling, coming near side, running out of room. And finally going to be dragged down.
Looks like by number 8, Drew Knieper.
Good job by Knieper that time to make the stop. And for the fourth time in this first half of play, Fishers will get the football with 7:45 to go in the half.
Let's see what this flag winds up being. That's around the 45.
See what they're going to... Generally speaking, when a play is like that, it's a block in the back.
Yep.
And it's going to be against Fishers, and they're going to mark it off from the 35. And it goes back to the 25. So that's going to be the worst field position that Fishers has had to start this to start a drive.
Got some scoring updates from Hoosier Crossroads and around the area, Jerry. At Hamilton Southeastern, it's Avon 7, Southeastern 3 in the first quarter. Westfield 14 at Zionsville, blanking the Eagles 14-0 first quarter. Guerin Catholic 7, Heritage Christian 3 at Heritage Christian. And it looks like it's 3-0 Carmel hosting Center Grove tonight at Greyhound Stadium.
That could be a pretty good football game there.
Yep.
All right, it's first down and 10 now on the 25-yard line. Over the left side, running room across the 30, out to around the 32, perhaps the 33-yard line. Good run that time once again by Scally.
Looks like he picked up a solid 8 yards there.
Dillon, as we mentioned, the top rusher for this Fishers Ball Club. 35 carries, 116 yards coming into tonight's game. 7:20 to play in the first half. Second down and 3 after that 7-yard scamper by Scally. Again, they line up with a fullback and a tailback right behind the center. Rue hands off to the tailback over the right side. Going to get the first down across the 35, 40, across midfield, 45-yard line, down to around the 43 of Noblesville.
Picked up what turned out to be an easy 28 yards to Scally, and he just found his way, moved with his tackle, and up the field he went.
Finally dragged down. They'll spot the ball somewhere around the 45. In fact, the nose of the football just outside the 45-yard line. 6:55 to go here in the first half.
He's already got 83 yards on 12 carries this Scally.
So you got a 100-yard game coming up perhaps. Up the middle they go again, across the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Gain of about 8 yards on that play. Six and a half to go in the first half. Marcus Rue, R-O-U-X, is the quarterback. Scally and Kim and Benbow are the guys who carry the mail as far as on the ground is concerned. Bolin, Cook, Graham, Simmons, those are your wide receivers, and they list 3 tight ends, as a matter of fact, on their 2 deeps. Inside the 35 to the 34, yet another first down. Spotted at the 33-yard line. Move the chain on the far side. Kim comes out of the lineup now. Scally and Benbow will be the key running backs on this down. In fact, Scally will stay in by himself. That's 85. Caleb Gates in the slot to the left side. He's listed as the tight end. Here's the fake. Back to throw is Rue. Firing on the run, and it is caught and into the end zone for the touchdown.
It's like Cook Graham.
From 33 yards out. Now the point after. Phillips so far 3 for 3 in the game. Now 4 for 4. Did you have him 33 yards that time, Craig?
33 yards.
33, yep. Okay.
And kind of threading the needle there through the Noblesville secondary, and Reggie Cook Graham made it look easy. What was it, 5 plays, 75 yards with that drive. That's not too shabby, averaging 15 yards a play. That's not bad. 6 of 7, 95 yards unofficially for Marcus Rue and a touchdown.
So a nice, strong drive that time, some 75 yards, as Craig mentioned. Now we're down to 5:35 to go in the first half. Fishers now has touched the football 4 times, and they have scored 4 times. And they will kick off again. This one will be taken at about the 3-yard line, fumbled, picked up, out across the 10 of the 15, out to around the 18 or 19-yard line.
Like 20.
So they're actually going to lose some yardage as far as field position. Their first 3 times, the ball went into the end zone for the touchback, and they started from the 20. And they can put this one down at the 20 also.
And I think it may have almost surprised Owen Jones that he was actually able to return a kick. The first three were touchbacks by Jack Phillips.
So with 5:29 to go here in the first half, 28-0 in favor of Fishers all over Noblesville right now. Millers have not been able to move the football. They have got nothing on the ground. Play like that is sort of similar to what they've been going through. Maybe a couple of yards on the play, just trying to go over the left side, maybe run behind Smith or Maris or Long, and there's just not much there. They do give them, let's say 2. Let's call it 3, 2nd down and 7. Again, Zabak is your quarterback. Butler is your fullback. They run out of the option, and again, this is a learning process for this ball club. And they'll dive over left tackle, maybe a yard, perhaps 2 out to the 25. Gain of a couple. And you continue to put Zabak into a situation where he's almost forced to throw the football. Butler comes back into the lineup at the fullbacking position.
Almost lost it.
Here's the option to the near side and going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. Really good possession that play that time by 41, Matt Holt, who came diving in and just shut that play down. And once again, it is 3 and out for Noblesville. And once again, Addison comes in, standing back on his own 10-yard line. Couple of deep men standing deep for
spiraling punt.
Fishers.
Booming.
And just a sensational punt.
Just like you said he did 2 weeks ago.
He did. He was just sensational against Cathedral. This ball is going to be down at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
That ball was on the 24. That is basically a 76-yard punt.
Wow.
Wow. What a kick. What a punt.
He had a
by Addison.
He had a spiral on that looked like a pass.
Well, needless to say, this is the worst field position that Fishers has had so far tonight. With 3:24 to go in the first half, it's a 1st down and 10. They put the ball at the 4-yard line. That was a thing of beauty.
Wow.
So we'll see how they operate under a little duress down here. Again, Marcus Rue is at quarterback now for the Fishers Tigers. Sets up inside his own 5-yard line. Hands off to the tailback, busting up the middle. Gets out close to the 10-yard line. They'll mark it down at about the 9. So that's a gain of about 5 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Clock continues to run at 3:05 to go now in the first half.
First half moving rather quickly.
It is.
Of course, when you keep the ball on the ground, I mean, nothing else is going to happen but the clock move.
Scully, you got a tailback. No indication they want to throw the football just yet. Try to pick up the 1st down on the ground. Scully gets the handoff over the right side. Now cuts inside, gets across the 25. Is there a flag down out there? Looks like a holding. Yep, there's one back there inside the 10. Going to be a hold against Fishers, and they will take that, and that'll move them back up to about, just inside the 5-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to call the Hamilton Heights Mount Vernon game in Fortville with Mark Bolts. He's a 26 years in the NFL as an official, and 25 other years as a college and high school official. He did not miss a call out there. I mean, you knew exactly what was going to be the call as soon as the flag was thrown.
Saw it ahead of time, huh?
Yeah.
2:17 to go on the half. Here's
Picked
the
off.
pass over the middle. It is intercepted. Picked off by Blaine McNabb. And McNabb will get it inside the 20 down to around the 17 or 18-yard line. Here's a look at it again. Keep your eye on number 4. Well, they had the receiver there, and he almost threw it right to him. McNabb with the intercept. And, boy, can that do some good stuff for your health and well-being right now.
It looks like Simmons either ran the wrong route or he stopped his route, and right there McNabb took advantage.
So with 2:06 to go in the first half, good field position now for the Millers at first down and 10 on the 18-yard line.
Now you can see what Noblesville can try and do with a short field, 18 yards, and 2:06 on the clock.
Here's that motion again. Here's the handoff over the left side. Barrett got nothing, maybe lost a half a yard or so. Well, the clock continues to wind. It's inside 2 minutes. Noblesville has 2 timeouts left if they care to use them here. They put the ball right back at the 20-yard line. Second down and a dozen.
I would say, if you need to, why not use the timeouts here to at least, see how you can get some points on the board. You do get the third quarter kickoff, do the Millers.
Hand off to the tailback over the right side. He is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage and maybe even lost a half a yard or so.
Nope.
Off the bottom of that pile, Jeffrey Brown for Fishers.
Got another penalty flag out there. Fishers defense pointing backwards for Noblesville.
Got a chop block.
Looks like they'll take it from the 20 back to the 34.
Yeah, see, they're losing ground here. They had the ball at the 18-yard line on a first down of 10. Now it's second down, and they move the ball back to the 34, which makes it a 26 yards to go for the first down. And the clock continues to run. It's at a minute 10 at the moment. Fake handoff. Going to fire into the vicinity of the end zone since completed about the 10-yard line.
Looks like Carson Sanders, the intended receiver, number 9 for Noblesville. 3rd and 26.
And you hate to say it, Craig, but this is what happens when you're not playing well. Penalties hit you at the most inopportune time. They had a great opportunity, first down and 10, 18-yard line, all the emotion of the world in their hip pocket, and now they're back at a third down and 26 at the 34-yard line. That's just the way things seem to go when you're struggling.
Yeah, they needed something to come, in their favor, and that interception did, and now
Zaback wants to throw. He got a wobbler away, and it may have been intercepted. Nope, we're going to say incomplete.
I think it hit the turf.
So it'll be a fourth down, and you got to go for it from here, I would assume.
Oh, it looks like they've got Grayson Addison out there.
They're going to try a field goal. This will be a 51-yard field goal. Okay, good luck with that.
Oh, looks like late personnel is Butler coming on the field.
I can't see where they're spotting it down. If it's inside that mark, it's a 50. Let's call it a 51-yarder and see what happens.
He's on the left hash of the 41.
It's going to be just a little bit short.
Wow.
Well, that's a terrific effort that time, but it comes up shy, and again, it's 4 plays.
Yeah, I mean, that was one heck of a kick, and I mean, from 51 yards.
So the missed field goal will put the ball at the 20-yard line with 46 and a half to go, first half. I didn't think he had a chance in the world, Craig, of getting that ball even close.
There are very few kickers in high school football that can nail a kick from that far out, and he was closer than I think we thought that he would get.
Well, I think we've seen out of Addison, he can do a lot of stuff out there. Boy, this kid can really punt the football. And starting at the 20-yard line and getting a first down of the drive.
It's like Scally only picked up 12 there.
35 seconds to go in the half.
It's like there will be no knees taken by this Tigers offense.
Could be the final play of the first half. Handoff, hit once, twice, 3 times, and you're down at the 34. And that's going to stop the clock with 10 seconds to go in the half. They'll spot it at the 33. And a holding penalty against Fishers. So that'll move it back to the 23. And just going to let the clock wind down here. The clock has started. Fishers is at the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to hustle to get this away. And they take a knee, and that'll get us through the first half.
All Fishers Tigers the first half, Jerry. Wow.
Well, let's kind of recap the situation for you. As Craig and I have indicated, it's been all Fishers. First 4 times they touched the football, they scored. The first score coming at the 5:18 mark of the first quarter, 7-0. A Rue run from 1 yard out. Couple of minutes later, 3:28, Scully from 1 yard out again, a run, make it 14-0. Rue again at the 9:26 mark of the second quarter from 1 yard out. All 3 of those plays, they had a first and goal from literally the 1 foot line. So Rue gets his second touchdown. At the 5:35 mark of the second quarter, Cook Graham, a 33-yard pass reception, make it 28-0. And on the other side of the coin, Noblesville, the first 4 times they touched the football, Craig, they had to punt the football away. And on their 5th possession, a missed 51-yard field goal. As we go into halftime, your thoughts, what in the world does, each coach, as a matter of fact, what does Justin Roden say to his Noblesville Millers, and what does Rick Wimmer say to his Fishers Tigers, because they're obviously in total command of the football game right now?
Yeah, and obviously Rick Wimmer is going to say to his Fishers Tigers, let's keep doing what we're doing. And, if they could keep Noblesville's offense off the field and keep Noblesville's defense in there and wear them down, it's going to help Fishers to grind this game out. And then on the other side of the coin, Noblesville's had just 13 offensive plays.
Wow.
And in a way, last week I saw Hamilton Heights take one, on the chin against North Montgomery, 28-14 up in Arcadia. And in the second half, John Kirshner's Huskies only had 7 offensive plays. He said, you can't do anything with that. So Coach Roden's got to figure out how they can do something and sustain an offensive drive. But Fisher's defense is playing a great ball game tonight as well.
Well, we're in danger of the mercy rule here.
Yeah.
If it gets to 35-0 in the second half, the clock continues to run and will run nonstop throughout the remainder of the game. And Noblesville trying its best not to have that happen. It happened on this same field a couple of weeks ago when Cathedral came in the second half. It got to 35-0. The Irish, they went to the running clock, and no coach likes to face that.
Right.
But that's a new rule that's been put into effect this year by the IHSAA. It's done from a safety standpoint as much as anything else. And it's one of those situations where you're saying, well, we might come back. Well, yeah, you might, but things can get a little out of hand if it's that kind of a football game. And right now, Fishers has just proved the only mistake they made was that pass interception because once they got the football, they were like a machine out there.
Yeah.
So we're at halftime, and it's 28-0 in favor of the Fishers Tigers, the number 7 ranked team in the state in both the Associated Press and the Football Coaches poll over the Noblesville Millers. So we'll join you shortly again for the second half of tonight's game here on Hamilton County TV.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Hey Deb, why do they call us Logan Street Signs and Banners?
Because we started off at Logan Street.
But we're on South 10th Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
We're back now at Noblesville High School with a halftime score. Fishers 28, the Noblesville Millers nothing. Jerry Baker along with Craig Atkins and the rest of our Hamilton County Television crew. Craig, you've got some numbers on the first half, and they're pretty telling. So what's on that scoreboard out there right now?
Yeah, pretty telling, and pretty on one side, not on the other. And it's all Fishers. 16 carries for Dylan Scally, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Obviously, 2 touchdowns on the ground for Marcus Rue from 1 yard out each. 2 touchdowns for him, and not bad for Scally's backup, Sean Kim, 8 carries, 55 yards, and a touch. Actually, he did have a touchdown as well. Actually, no, I'm sorry, Kim did not have a touchdown. The other one was a passing touchdown to Reggie Cook Graham from 33 yards out, and also 6 out of 8, 96 yards, a touchdown, and an interception for Marcus Rue. The other side for the Millers, looks like they show Drew Knieper, 7 carries, 8 net yards. Elijah Butler, 3 for -2, and Jaden Barrett, 1 carry for -13 yards. So Noblesville not able to run the ball at all, and Alex Zavac, 1 for 4, 9 yards on that one completion through the air in the first half.
Well, this game got out of hand early on, and the opening kickoff went to Fishers. They took it at the 44-yard line. 8 plays later in Rue, a 1-yard run at the 5:18 mark, 7-0 score. 3:28 to go in the first quarter. Scally a run from 1 yard in to make it 14-0. In the second quarter at the 9:26 mark, Rue again from 1 yard in, 9:26 mark, made it 21-0. All 3 of those touchdowns coming when the ball was first and goal from literally the 1-foot line. The fourth score for Fishers came at the 5:35 mark at the first half. Cook Graham, a 33-yard pass reception from Marcus Rue. The next time that Fishers had the offense, they had the football, was the only really mistake they made in the entire first half. They were picked off at the 2:06 mark at the second quarter for the interception. And at that particular point in time, Noblesville had the ball 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. They had a couple of penalties, literally, Craig, that destroyed any hope they might have had in the first half of getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they got the interception that got them down in great field position and looking like they may put a touchdown, at the very least, a field goal on the board. And, yeah, penalties will kill you in a heartbeat, and Noblesville showed that full well, that penalties just backed them up, and they almost had a 51-yard field goal by Graydon Addison, but that fell short of the crossbar of them scoring 3 points in the first half.
I was watching Graydon Addison warming up out here. He was hitting easily from 45, so I guess I won't question him from now on when they line one up from 51 yards out, because I thought he had no chance at all, and the ball just seemed to stay in the air, and it just almost almost made it at the crossbar for the field goal. The first 4 times that Noblesville had the football, it was 3 and out. They had to punt, and then they missed that 51-yard field goal. So they only had the ball 5 times in the first half. And, Craig, you and I chatted before we went to halftime there. The coach's staff for Noblesville's got its handful, trying to just get his ball club fired up a little bit. They'll get the football to begin the second half. They need some kind of a drive. What was their total offense on the ground?
On the ground, they had 19 rushing yards net, and they only ran 16 plays on offense for a total of 28 yards.
Yeah, see, and I don't want to be redundant, but when we were here 2 weeks ago against Cathedral, what we saw then is what we're seeing tonight. They simply can't get anything to go between tackles. And when they try to come outside, Zavac is being put under pressure to throw the football, but he really doesn't want to throw the football. When you have to throw the football, that's a totally different animal.
Yeah, when you have to throw it, you've got way too much pressure. And for, quote-unquote, a rookie quarterback in Zavac, despite being a senior,
right,
he's a rookie in this in just his 3rd football game out there. And, I wouldn't say it's completely a deer in headlights type situation for Zavac, but it's real close because there's a lot of pressure coming at him because Fisher's defense just won't stop. And his, the offense for Noblesville just can't find anything positive at this point.
Three other games in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference tonight. Avon, which is number 1 in AP's poll, number 2 by the football coaches, is at Hamilton Southeastern. Franklin Central's at 4th-ranked Brownsburg, and number 10 Westfield is at Zionsville. So we're set to go. Let's see what transpires here in the second half of this game. Here is the kickoff. It's going to sail deep and go into the end zone. And this will be the 5th time in the game that Noblesville has started from its own 20-yard line. And again, they'll have Alex Zabak at quarterback. Butler is the running back, the fullback. Drew Kniper is number 8, is one of the guys that will be carrying the football a great deal here in the second half. They can throw the ball to Barrett. He can also handle the ball on this option series. And we'll see how things shape up in the second half, what, if any, changes the coaches may have made offensively and defensively here. Second half just getting set to go.
And you hope that Roden was able to regroup and kind of refresh the offense to get something going.
Zabak rolling right side, keeps the football, gets at about to the 21, perhaps the 22 or 23-yard line. And it'll be second down and about 7 to go.
It's like Jaden Barrett picked up a couple of yards there on like an inside sweep there.
So the clock is started, and we're hoping to keep that away from the mercy rule, which if the lead gets to 35, that's going to be one of the issues we'll have to deal with tonight. So Zabak again under center, puts a man in motion. Here's this is that Montart? Who is it?
I think that may have been 25 out there. Cody Leach, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 25, looks like.
Okay, Cody Leach, one of the guys listed as on the 2 deeps as the backup. So Cody Leach gets his chance, and they get it back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd down and 10. And this is just what we were chatting about, Craig, earlier on. There's just no chance to move the football for Noblesville right now. They just can't get anything cranked up.
Yeah, can't get any chemistry on offense. Nothing is fluid, it seems like, and that may have been one of the more positive runs right there.
I just think of the same thing. Gets out to around the 24, 25-yard line, so we gain up about 5, and now we're in a 4th down situation again.
That was Drew Knieper.
So we'll call on the junior, Graydon Addison, who's been sensational with his foot. Unfortunately, he's had to punt it too much. This will be his 5th punt of the game. Standing inside his 15-yard line. Snap is good. Here is the punt, and it's another good one.
Even an end over end just looks like a tremendous punt, even low lining.
Hit the 35 and goes dead at the 30-yard line. That's about a 45-yard punt.
He's averaging in the first half in his 4 punts 50.5 yards a punt. And I mean, obviously that 76-yarder that rolled down, got down to the 4, helped out tremendously for that average. But still, I mean,
that'll skew the numbers high.
Yeah, you get the NFL guys that average, between 45 and 50, and they're the all-pros. I mean, he's averaging 50 yards. That's pretty good.
He has been really good. So Fishers gets the football for the first time in the second half. They got decent field position at their own 30-yard line. Pass is caught at the 35 and out of bounds around first down territory, out around the 40-yard line.
It's like that's number 4, Nick Leith.
And they will move the chain. That's a first down. Pass to Leith.
Unofficially, I've got that as Fisher's 13th first down, 4th passing. They got 9 in the first half on the ground.
So it's first down and 10 for the 40-yard line. Here's the handoff over the left side. There's the running room over there. Scotty was the big guy on the first half. He was he carried the ball about 75% of the time. Been very, very effective. We talked about him being the leading rusher with 35 carries, 116 yards coming into the game. They get 5 yards on that play. It's just shy of the 45-yard line. Fishers in no particular hurry. The ball is just across the yard marker at the 44. This is Kim in the backfield, I believe, with him right now. He'll get the inside handoff, dance across the 45, out to around the 48.
About a yard shy, it looks like.
And third down coming up.
And he just keeps his legs moving. If he would have been fronted by a couple Noblesville defenders there, he could have kept going across the 50 for the first down.
Noblesville defense. Langlois and Ray and Tottimer listed as the original starters. Langlois at 235, Ray at 260, and Tottimer at 220. They've got a lot of injuries they've been dealing with.
Yep. Mainly leading tackle from last season, Jacob Ham, number 47, missing from the lineup for 3 games now.
Here's Kim again, and Kim is going to get hit, but he scampers over midfield, gets across the 40, inside the 40, and down to around the 36 or 37-yard line.
Jeez. If he picks up down to the 37, that's a nice 14-yard gain. And he just put his shoulder down, hit a pop, and kept going.
I thought they had him initially behind the line of scrimmage, but he just kept right on trucking. So it's first down and 10 now with the ball spotted at the 36-yard line, and this is so familiar territory here. This is what Fishers did the first 4 times they had the football. Marcus Rue has gone at quarterback the entire game. He's up under center right now, and once again they have Kim in the backfield. Rue's got a throw. Pass is incomplete. They had the receiver, Jeffrey Simmons. He bobbled it momentarily.
That was broken up by number 4, Blaine McNabb, and I think if McNabb would have played the ball instead of the receiver, he could have picked that and gone the other way.
Yeah, good point. So the clock stopped. 7:33 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 10 from the 36. They got Reggie Boylan said right to the right side of the offense, lower right hand, and they're going the other way and do it behind the intended receiver. That time it was Silas Martin, the tight end, who was the intended target. And it'll be third down and 10.
You know, even though they had the ball at Noblesville's 36, Fishers probably one of the pair of third downs that they faced all game. And now 2 straight incompletions by Marcus Rue. Just his 4th incompletion. One of those was an interception that McNabb had in the second quarter.
So this time Simmons goes left side. And the offense, here's the delay, and boy, they read it beautifully. Terrific effort that time defensively by the Millers. What a great job that time. Is that Sanders coming in there?
Yeah, I believe that was number, let's see if we can get on the replay here.
Well, nobody touched him.
Yep, Carson Sanders just lined up outside the right defensive end, and he just waltzed right into the backfield and said, "Hey, Sean Kim, I'm coming for you."
So here comes Jack Phillips. He's averaging just under 38 yards per punt, 37.8. This punt will head down toward the goal line, and it's going to be out of bounds at about the 1 yard line.
Speaking
Beautiful
of
punt.
rugby style, both these punters, rugby style, and this one goes out of bounds. Looks like at about the 2 yard line where they'll mark this out. Wow. And other scores that we had at halftime, courtesy of Perry Williams. Avon up 28-6 at Hamilton Southeastern. Brownsburg 20-7 leaders on Franklin Central over in Hendricks County. Westfield, Zionsville's coming back over in Boone County. It's Westfield 21-14 at half. And West Lafayette 28-0 leading Hamilton Heights up in West Lafayette. Interesting score at Heritage Christian. Guerin 15, it looks like. Heritage Christian 5. And Carmel and Center Grove. Carmel up 17-14 at the half. And Ben Davis and Pike over on the lower west side. 14-7 Pike. Actually, I'm sorry, Ben Davis.
Carson Sanders on the carry. Picks up about 3 yards. Check it, more than that. They finally mark it at about, he gets about 6 yards on the play out to around the 8 yard line. Just trying to get yourself out of trouble now. Obviously, the worst field position that Noblesville has had in this football game to start a drive.
It looks like they've actually marked him at the 4-yard line. So,
yeah, you're right. It is the 4-yard line.
Unfortunately, only a 2-yard pickup.
Working the backside with Barrett, and there's nowhere to go, and he may have lost a couple of yards. And we're at the 6-minute mark now of this third quarter. Now it goes back to the 3, so a loss of 1. And it's 3rd down and 9. Unofficially, Craig, I've got this as 7th 3rd down situation for Noblesville. I may be off one, but it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there.
5.5 to go in the third quarter. Noblesville with the football after a terrific punt, which went dead at the 2-yard line. And we'll get a little bit of breathing room out just shy of the 10. And once again, we'll have to punt it away.
Looks like that may have been number 8, Drew Knieper, in there again.
So here is Addison once again standing in his own end zone about 3 or 4 yards deep. Get it away from just about the goal line, perhaps. And he does.
Another booming
and
high kick.
It is a good one. And Bearcats called for and fumbled and picked up by Noblesville just at the 50-yard line.
It's like 25. Cody Leach came in and just surprised. There it is.
Let's take a look at this again. Here is the punt. It is a good one. Watch the Bearcats signal at the 45. It's in and out of the hands and picked up and knocked down right at midfield. So Noblesville will get the football, and that's like a 50-yard running play right there. It's 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at the 46.
Yeah, huge play there by Cody Leach. And Noblesville with the ball at their own 46 now. And they'll continue the drive, if you will.
And once again on the ground, there's nothing there. Maybe a yard.
Almost looked like a wildcat. I think Jaden Barrett handed that ball off to Knieper.
So the fumble on the fair catch. Gives the ball right back to Noblesville. Now let's see if they can do anything with it. One of the second break at the football game, actually, they had an interception at the 2:06 mark of the first half. Couldn't do anything with it there. They had a first down and 10 from the 18-yard line and missed a 51-yard field goal. Rolling near side, being hit behind the line of scrimmage, and finally smacked down at about the 49. So 3rd down coming up.
Like that was Barrett, picked up a couple, actually 1 yard there.
Clock at 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You know, I'm not sure how Jaden Barrett can throw the ball, but it looks like they're intending on running the football at this point. Unless he's got a trick up his sleeve.
Zayvac set up in the shotgun, has the receiver back there with him. Here's the pitch. No, they did have Barrett at the quarterbacking spot that time. They're going to be short of the first down again.
That pitch went to Elijah Butler for 3 yards on the pickup.
So they can't do anything with it after getting a terrific break.
Looks like we've got Fisher's Tiger down on the turf. Jackson Dunn, number 18.
Yeah, Jackson Dunn, one of the guys down now for Fishers.
We'll take this time to thank one of our great sponsors. Community Health Network is Central Indiana's leader, providing healthcare service where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can call Community Health at 317-355-7775 or check them out on their website at ecommunity.com.
Jackson Dunn, a senior, coming off the deck, up under his own power now. He'll head to the sideline. 3 minutes and 6 seconds remain here in the third period. Once again, Noblesville got a terrific break after punting on a 4th down. And the punt was fumbled and picked up at the 46-yard line, their own 46. And so far they have managed to pick up 2 yards in 3 plays.
Let's see if Addison can pin the Tigers inside the 5 for this one.
Standing inside his own 40-yard line, he'll get the punt away, and it is another beauty. It's going to hit at about the 10 and go out of bounds. He darn near got the job done. Goes out of bounds just about the 6-yard line.
Kind of try and make Fishers work for this one as they'll start this drive at their own 6-yard line. Late third quarter, it'd be interesting to see if he brings Kim back out or if Scally's. It looks like Scally's in the huddle out there. Going to bring the starting tailback out there.
Well, we'll start the ball at the 6-yard line on a 1st down and 10. Fishers, the first half, the first 4 possessions had great starting field position. In fact, one of those drives began inside Noblesville territory at the 49, turned into a Rue run for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Now we're at a 2:44 to go now in the 3rd quarter. And here's the deep handoff again over left tackle, left side. That is Scally.
I think he may have picked up 1.
Started the drive at the 6. They'll mark it at the 7. You're right, just across the 7. So a 2nd down and 9 for the 1st down.
It's like Noblesville's defense playing a little bit better as this game goes on.
Thinking the same thing.
Almost having the backwards effect with the amount of time they've been on the field.
Yep. 2nd down and 8. Again, the handoff. And out across the 10, perhaps to the 11. For a gain of maybe 3 or 4. And a 3rd down coming up now for the Tigers. Minute 48 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's funny you would say that, Craig, because I was just thinking the same thing. The defense looks to be a little more enthused about their assignments out there right now. And, of course, a turnover like that will do it for you.
Yeah.
The problem is the offense couldn't do anything with a turnover.
That seemed to be a trend last year with Noblesville. Their defense was obviously, I'd have to look back, but they had a good defensive average, but they just, I believe they went 4 and 6 on the season. Couldn't quite muster more wins than they wanted to.
Fishers doesn't like what they saw offensively, so they're going to take the timeout. Looking ahead of the schedule for the Millers, they will have a tough game again next week. Westfield is ranked, what did I have? The number 10 of the state, I believe, is where I had them in the poll. It was out this week.
Number 10 in both.
It wouldn't matter if they were 10 or 110 with the rivalry between these two communities so close together. So they'll have Westfield, then they'll at Westfield, then they'll come home in a couple of weeks and they'll take Zionsville. And Zionsville, last time I looked, was 2 wins and no losses so far. So that's not going to be a walkover either. The Fishers Tigers are 2-0 on the season. I mentioned that they beat North Central and Pike. They are going to be home against Hamilton Southeastern for a game next Friday. And then it's going to be a terrific battle between the Fishers Tigers and Brownsburg on the 20th of September. And that will be a game at Brownsburg. So for the folks out in Brownsburg, they'll be getting fired up over that scenario. The top teams in the state, Warren Central, ranked number 1 of the football coaches. They are playing at home tonight against North Central, and that could also. Do we have a score on that one, Craig? I don't remember if we got one on that one or not.
No, Perry's been trying to track that one down all evening. I haven't seen a score yet from that one.
That could be a pretty good football game because North Central's got to be smarting still from that first nobody loss of the season. Here is the pass at about the 40-yard line, incomplete. So we may see the first or the second punt of the game for Fishers.
Yeah,
and
that's
we will.
3 straight incompletions by Marcus Rue, and actually 4 of his last 5 because the first one of that string of 5 was an interception by McNabb late in the first half.
So Jack Phillips, who's I mentioned averaging just a shade under 38 yards per punt, will punt it away. And the last time up, he laid a beauty that went out of bounds at about the 4-yard line, or about the 2-yard line, actually. And he won't get anywhere near that this time. Clock stopped at 1:10 to play in the quarter. And I think Noblesville's going to take a timeout here.
Looks like, I believe, Fisher's, no, that's burned down their second timeout of the quarter.
Yeah, you're right. It is taken by Fishers. You're correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if they had to take one with that injury timeout to Dunn. But we'll take this brief timeout to thank Church, Hiddle, and Antrim. Since the establishment of Church, Hiddle, and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in us to solve their most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it most. Give us a call at 317-773-2190. Visit their website at cchalaw.com, or you can visit them at the corner of 9th and Connor Streets in Noblesville.
Jaden Barrett standing deep in Noblesville territory, back on his own 40-yard line to receive this punt.
Ooh.
And here it comes, and it's a good one.
Looked like if Carson Sanders would have laid out, he may have been able to block that.
And very wisely, Barrett just kind of gets out of the way. And so the Millers will get the football now for the fourth time, actually the third time, because the second time they hit the football was a continuation. So it'll be a pretty good field position. They have not had good field position at the start of any of their drives. The best drive that they started with was the last one, was because of that fumble. This one will start at the 44-yard line. And we'll see if the Millers can get something on the board. We're down to a minute to play here in the third quarter. Again, Zabak under center. Zabak rolling left side, trying to find a crease. Finds a little bit of a crease. Gets out to about the 50-yard line. They'll mark it down just shy. There's a flag on the field. It's going to be a holding call against Noblesville. And we'll see if Fishers wants to take that penalty or let it ride. They managed to get about 4 yards on that dive. They will take the penalty. It'll go back now to the 40-yard line. So it'll be first down and 20. Thereabouts. Clock is turned loose again. Inside 40 seconds in the third quarter.
Jaden Barrett hurdled the defender.
And got a couple of yards. Second play of the drive coming up. It'll be second down and long again. And about 17 yards to go for the first down. They're probably not going to get a play away here with the clock winding down here in the third quarter. So we've gone through three, and we're right back where we were at halftime. No score here in the third quarter. And through three, it is Fishers 28, Noblesville nothing. Here on Hamilton County TV. So the fourth quarter is coming up. No score here in the third quarter. Noblesville had possession the first time. There were three and had to punt it away. Second possession, which began back at their own 2-yard line. They were forced to punt. And there was a fumble on the fair catch, which gave Noblesville new life at the 46-yard line. They couldn't do anything with it, had to punt the ball away again. Now they have possession again with a second down and 16 as we reverse ends of the field. Fishers has had the ball twice here in the second half. The first time started the drive on the 30, 7 plays and had to punt, which went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Second possession, they had a 3 and out with a punt situation. And now on 2nd down and 16, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down coming up.
Looks like Elijah Butler picked up 5 there.
So it's 3rd down and 10 from the 43, just across the 43-yard line. They're showing signs of not going to punt the football away this time. Craig, let's see what's up the sleeve of the Millers. They're very confused.
And they'll burn their first timeout.
Yeah, they're going to take a timeout. So Noblesville Millers will take a timeout. Other games around the state tonight in the Football Coaches Association number 1 in 5A, New Pal, going against Yorktown. The number 1 team in Class 4A is New Prairie, and they are home against Andrean. The top-ranked team in Class 3A, Indianapolis Bishop Chatard, is hosting Ron Colley tonight. Cecina's number 1 in Class 2A. They are also home tonight against Cascade. And the number 1 team in Class 1A, South Adams, in the football coaches poll is at Bluffton tonight. The IFCA 6A top 10, Avon is at Hamilton Southeastern. Avon number 2. Brownsburg, we talked about them. Number 4 in the state. They're home against Franklin Central. And the number 5 team is Fort Wayne Snyder. They're at Fort Wayne Concordia. Crosstown matchup tonight. 3rd down 11. Once again, they got Barrett running as a passer on this play.
Not a bad left-handed arm there, southpaw.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's 4th down again.
Had a milestone in Indiana high school football tonight, Jerry. Charlie Spiegel from New Palestine.
Did he get it?
Yep. Crossed Sammy Morelos' 8,110-yard plateau to be the all-time career rushing leader in Indiana high school football history.
If he only needed like 11 yards, we probably got those in warm-up. 4th quarter, 11-15. Here's the snap. They got a pressure on him that time, but Addison got it away.
Oh, that ball is...
And it's going to be down. Maybe. Did it get into the end zone? Let's see. The officials coming in to spot it down
if
at the 1-yard line.
Touchdown.
And it may be.
My gosh.
It's going to be a touchdown for Noblesville. Here it is again. It's muffed again. The second time they have muffed a punt. This one goes down inside the 1 and rolls into the end zone. And I don't know if we can figure out who got that or not. But it's a touchdown for the Millers.
#23, Zach Blevins on the recovery. Wow, what a sequence there. First, Noblesville punts, recovers the fumble. They do it again this time.
And the punt after is good. There will be special team practice tomorrow morning at 3 o'clock. Because right now, Rick Wimmer has got to be...
He's got to be livid.
Oh, he's got to really be upset about that. That's something you just don't... I mean, you practice that all week long, and you don't expect that to happen, especially when it turns up to be a touchdown.
On both times,
wow.
That was Reese Boland. The punt return number 6 back there. Reese Boland misfields one back there at the midfield, and then all of a sudden he misfields one back there, and oh my, turn of events here, and we've got a little bit of a ball game, and I guess we can very well say, thank goodness we do not have a running clock.
Yes, we don't have to worry about that for a while anyway. So what happens here, that's basically the 4th possession of the second half for Noblesville, and that is the second time in this half that special teams has let the Fishers Tigers down with fumbles, and this time really a disaster. The previous fumble was picked up by Noblesville. They couldn't do anything with it. This time, the turnover turns into a touchdown, and it's 28-7.
They say defense wins championships. Offense will win you games. Special teams will keep you in the game.
Yeah, or take you out of a game.
Yeah, that's true.
Too.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Wow.
And so we could see a very revitalized Noblesville team this remaining 11 minutes.
So Blevins gets credited with the touchdown. Here is the kickoff, and it's going to go out of bounds, so the flag will fly. Just looking here, Noblesville, that's only their third touchdown of the season. And what a way to get it. So the ball will come out to the 35, and that is the spot with which Fishers will go back to work. Their third possession now of the second half.
And Fishers can't generally just relax now. I mean, they can try and milk the clock running the ball, but Noblesville has woken up a little bit.
And up the middle they go. This time the ball carrier, 35, Sean Kim. Out to the 42 or 43. I don't know what the chain gang is doing over there, but they're all huddled up.
I think they're tangled.
I think they...
Now we can see a little bit zoomed in.
They ran the play, and the chain gang was nowhere near ready to go. So now they're working... I think it's exactly what happened, Craig. They got.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, it is a chain. It can get a little kinked up there. So they move the ball to the 42 from the 35. So a gain of 7, second down 3. Jeffrey Simmons comes near side, right on the bottom half of your screen. 10:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hand off in the backfield again and getting caught behind the line of scrimmage. All kinds of black jerseys coming up to make that stop.
Like he may have lost a yard or no gain there.
It'll be third down and 3. Again, out of the eye. Ben Bowen at the fullbacking spot. And a timeout.
And we'll take this time to thank our viewers, as well as let them know there are many ways they can watch our broadcasts. You can watch live on the IHSAA TV app. Download that through your Apple or Android store, your iPhone or Android app store, or you can go to our Facebook page, Hamilton County TV, Twitter, Periscope. Am I missing anything, Will? The website is obviously the first and foremost option, but and then as well as YouTube. Type in Hamilton County TV. You can view everything we do here, from sports to one thing that even shows up is the Hamilton County Town Council meetings every Tuesday night.
So here we go. Not that it's significant particularly, but that's the final timeout, by the way, for Fishers. With 10 minutes to go on the football game. Here's the pass caught right about the first-yard marker. It'll depend upon where the officials want to spot the football on that third down play.
It's like he's just beyond, maybe at the 46.
Yeah, they're going to wave it up. Going to be a first down. So it's Fishers football at the 47-yard line.
Didn't catch who caught that football.
Handoff again out of the tailbacking spots. And right at the 50-yard line, so a gain of 3, second down 7. Benbow stays in at the fullbacking spot all by himself. Rue still the quarterback. Wants to throw. And the pass is caught by Reese Bolin. Just shy of the first down. It's the 44-yard line. 3rd down and 1 now to go for the Tigers. Bolin, the top receiver. 72 yards, 8 receptions coming into tonight's game. Third and 1.
Big 3rd down for both sides of the football. Oh, my.
That last little move might have got the first down, but I'm not sure. The ball carrier was Sean Kim. He was hit, and I mean he was hit hard, and he was caught behind the line, but the last little lurch might have got it to him.
They may have to measure this. They're calling it the 43, but if I'm an official, I would measure.
I'm looking at the hash marks, and boy, it is close.
And that's one thing we really don't see a whole lot of anymore is measuring for a close first down.
You're right. In fact, this is the first time of the game.
Yeah.
It's a little bit irrelevant because if it isn't the first down, they're going to go for it. And look how close this is. Inches. Now, if you got any faith at all in your running backs, Scully or Kim or Benbow, why, you probably got to go for it on 4th down just to keep the clock running if nothing else. It's at 8:10 right now. And they will.
You wonder if at first, with plenty of time on the play clock, if Rue's going to try and get him to jump offside.
So Kim is the tailback. He's set up about 5 yards behind center. Could be a quarterback sneak here with Rue also, and it is. And he gets an easy first down.
3 carries for 3 yards, and they've all mattered.
It's been a strange second half for Fishers. As I look down at my notes here, this is the 3rd time they've had the football, and they've had to punt the previous 2 times. Somehow that doesn't correlate to the score 28-7 on the scoreboard.
No. It's almost like there was very little offense in the 3rd quarter. And we saw
no, there really wasn't. You're right, because in effect, Noblesville had to punt the football 4 times in the 3rd quarter, so they did nothing. So we had 6 punts basically in the 3rd quarter.
And 2 of those, quote, Noblesville punts, they got the ball back.
Yep. Really strange. Handoff going nowhere up to the line of scrimmage. 37, Brandon Benbow, the fullback. So it'll be 2nd down, and I think they may have stuffed him a little bit. Now they're going to give him about half a yard. So we'll call it 9, 2nd down and 9 with 7:17 to play. That is Greer DeSabatine, the tight end that reset in your picture, off to the left side. Here's the handoff, 35, Sean Kim. Kim will be, again, close to first down marker. Going to be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short. And 3rd down and a couple.
Yeah, unofficially I have each, Scally and Kim, each for 17 carries.
Third down and a couple. Trying to turn the corner near side is Scully. And he will be out of bounds inside the 30, and that's going to be good enough for yet another first down, 3rd of the drive. Halfway through this 4th quarter. Fake to Kim, rolling back. Got a wide open receiver and overthrew him by about 1.5 yards. DeSabatine was the tight end in that area, and he was wide open, and the pass by Rowe was nowhere near the receiver.
Well, they do have some tall tight ends. He looks like a third stringer, but he's 6'2", 200 for a sophomore.
It's the kind of a game where the head coach, in this case Rick Wimmer, can do a little experimenting, play some guys that maybe don't see a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
Clock is stopped with 5:53 to play. 28-7 football game. Fishers has been ahead the entire playing time. Hole opens up on the left side, down to around the 20. A whole mass of black shirts come to get him. And he is finally slammed down to the ground, he being Sean Kim. And they will mark it down at around the 20, so a couple of yards shy of the first down. Third down coming up. And about 2 yards to go for the first down.
And they, too, have a good kicker in Jack Phillips if they don't convert this third down.
Sure. We want the handoff inside again, inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Sean Kim, and a third down. Well, let's see if they want to go for the field goal here.
I see number 2, Phillips, Zach Walson out there.
Phillips is 4 for 6 in the PAT department, and likewise 4 for 6 in field goals. This will be a 37-yarder, second 36-yarder.
Wide left.
So no good there. And the score remains 28-7 in favor of the Fishers Tigers. Some of the fans starting to head toward the exits down below us here. In the meantime, Noblesville gets the football again on their own 20-yard line.
You know, and speaking of kickers and how high of, we speak of these two tonight, my dad just texted me, Ariel De La Paz of Concord just booted a 50-yarder with 7:53 left, and Concord leads Northwood 17-14. 50 yards. I mean,
that's a ton. Here's a little mishap in the backfield, but picked up and going to turn nothing into something. It's going to be a horse collar tackle. It's going to add 15 yards onto the end of this play.
So looks like he got to the 32, and ouch. Yeah, he just got
Jeffrey Brown, the tackler that time for Fishers.
Clotheslined, and this looked like such a miscue, and he made it good. Ooh.
It is interesting how often that happens, Craig. When a play blows up like that, the timing goes haywire for everybody, and it turns into something positive. This time, you add 15 more to that positive, take the ball out to the 46-yard line. So Noblesville with a little bit of a spark, 4:05 to go in the fourth quarter. They're down 28-7, have not led in this football game. Looking to take that 0-2 record and do something with it. Once again, Jaden Barrett.
Oh, my.
Barrett gets free, turns the corner at the midfield stripe, gets under the 45. It's going to be very close to a first down.
Jeez. He just picked up 9 when he could have been sacked back about the 44. Just how Justin Roden drew that up.
So Barrett's doing a nice job of running out of the so-called shotgun position, if you will. And he's back there again. Barrett wants to throw, can't find anybody. Going to get stood up right at the 45-yard line. We'll wait for the spot. We're going to spot it right at the 45. It's going to be a yard shy of the first down. So Barrett doing a pretty nice job running out of that wildcat position tonight. And he will stay on the field. Let's see if they line him up there again. This so big old 54, Mason Anderson, the backup left tackle, come lumbering out onto the field. This time he goes under center. And depending again on the spot, if it's on the line, it's not enough.
Looks like he may have just gotten back to the 45 to keep them a yard shy.
But with 2:18 to go and the clock running, you're down 28-7. You go ahead and run the football. On a 4th down and 1. It's interesting to me, Craig, how they're using Barrett at that. I call it a wildcat, but maybe he is going to.
Oh, wow.
They're going to keep it, go right up the middle. And he'll get the first down. Second first down of the drive.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're using Barrett. Obviously not going to rely on his arm because he's got such speedy feet. And he's turned a couple of plays that were nothing into something pretty good.
I agree.
And if need be, he can throw the ball, and it may throw the defense off because he isn't a left-hander.
Well, we're going to see our second measurement. We just talked about the fact we had not seen any or many, and we're going to see our second one here in the last few minutes. This will be close. I thought he had it.
It seemed like he did. Looks like
Oh, boy.
Turns the ball over, so didn't quite get the yard.
Well, this has been a strange second half of football.
Yes.
Punts, fumbles, now a turnover on downs, and pretty good field position for Fishers for their 4th possession here in the second half. They'll start from their own 44. Let's see what they might want to do offensively here. Get the game pretty well wrapped up with a minute 54 to go. Let's see if they want to go ahead and run their offense or just kind of keep it on the ground and eat up the clock. They've got Lucas Pruitt in now at quarterback. Pruitt will hand off, and they're going to lose a yard or so. Hand off that time to a guy who's not even on my depth chart. Let's see who we got. Josh Thompson, tailback, 5'7", 155-pound junior ball carrier that time.
Yeah, last year Lucas Pruitt saw some time when John Ford was a quarterback and went down. Saw tremendous time, and looks like he got taken over at camp by Marcus Rue.
1:10 to go in the game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage again, this time back at the 42 or 43. Now we're inside a minute. And they'll have to run one more play. Final play of the football game coming up. Smack down inside the 40 at about 36-37. And that, for all intents and purposes, should take care of things. Back to both ball clubs heading toward the sidelines, and your final score. is Fishers 28, Noblesville 7. Just a quick recap. Game got out of hand early. Fishers scoring on their first 4 possessions. Rue from 1 yard out. Scotty from 1 yard out. Rue again from 1 yard out. Then Cook Graham, a 33-yard pass reception. And it was 28-0 at that particular point, and that's where it was at halftime. They scored nothing, did nothing in the second half. The only score for the Noblesville Millers came at the 11:03 mark when a punt was fumbled for the second time, by the way, by Fishers and picked up into the end zone at the 11:03 mark to make it 28-7 at that point in time. And, Craig, I don't know what you could say about the second half. There's just no offense to speak of anywhere in the second half of this football game.
Yeah, it's almost like Fisher's offense they kicked up put the stool up on the recliner, and they were just kicked back in the second half and didn't necessarily worry about putting any more points on the board. And Noblesville showed some signs of life, but not so much on the offensive side. Special teams was they were the MVP of the second half for Noblesville.
That's true. Well, I do love the punter for Noblesville, Braden Addison. If anything else, he was the star of the game in my book.
Oh yeah,
terrific game. All right, so for the Fishers Tigers, they go to 3-0 on the year now, and they will head home for a game against Hamilton Southeastern next Friday night. Game time 7:00. And for the Noblesville Millers, of course, they fall to 0-3 on the year. And they've got a pretty good game coming up next Friday. They'll be at Westfield. I mentioned that Westfield is ranked in the top 10. They number 10. They're playing Zionsville tonight. It wouldn't matter what they were ranked because of the rivalry between these two schools. So, Craig, some final thoughts on tonight's game.
Final thoughts. Obviously, Noblesville coming up on the short end of this stick, 28-7. They saw some good things. It's only in the second half because obviously kind of a dismal first half, but they saw, they need to find what they're doing as far as offensively. They need to find their identity on the offensive side. Defense played that much better in the second half, but they just weren't able to, the first half they just got themselves behind and on their heels a little too quick. And, but they didn't get gassed. And Fishers, on the other hand, steady rushing game and, kind of a relaxed Marcus Rue, and, that helped Rick Wimmer and company cruise 3-0.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how the coaching staff uses Jaden Barrett coming up in the future. He played an awful lot in the second half out of the quarterbacking position, the Wildcat, if you will. But it's interesting to see, was he a Wildcatter or was he actually playing quarterback at that particular point in time? Sometimes you can't discern the difference between the two. It'll be interesting to see how he fits into the scheme of things upcoming, because they need to find some kind of offense, especially on the ground.
Because obviously he's not on the depth chart as a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He's listed as one of the receivers. So now the question, and I'm not going to get in the coaching staff's head and try to figure this out. Let them figure that out. That's something that Justin's going to have to do this week. But I'm just curious as to where he fits into the scheme of things offensively. So the final score again is 28-7. Fishers over Noblesville. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you in upcoming games here on HCTV.